Well, hello guys. Welcome back to Prittle Plays. This is an exciting day for me. Not only have I finally got my capture card, thank you all for being so patient. I also am not working with my new mic for the first time, but working with my new mic in conjunction with my capture card, playing one of my very favorite games ever. In fact, you guys better saddle up and strap in, because we're going to be playing both ICO and Shadow of the Colossus in the next little while. Shadow of the Colossus here is actually my favorite game of all time. I do love Team ICO. I've been so proud of everything that they have accomplished, and so sad, as you can probably imagine, as to how the past about 7 years have gone. But we have a release date. We have a release date for The Last Guardian. I believe that is October 27th, just a little bit after my birthday. I am so excited. I have been waiting for that game for so long, as have many other people as well. And to celebrate, I, pushed forward. I made sure that I got my capture card, because I knew, that I was going to be recording these. I always wanted to actually start off my channel with ICO and Shadow of the Colossus, as well as a few Katamari games. And if I can figure it out, I would also love to do some Crash Bandicoot and some Spyro, some Jak and Daxter and some Ratchet and Clank. Those games, they kind of represent, how when I got big into gaming in my teens. Those are kind of the games. These are the games that I went through. This particular game, ICO and Shadow of the Colossus, they have been with me through many hard times in my life, actually, especially Shadow of the Colossus, making it my favorite game for so many reasons, but also because of the nostalgia factor. ICO it really is a different type of game, but that is the one we're going to be starting with. I want to take this journey in the right way, so we're going to be doing ICO first. Some people like to argue with me about the pronunciation of that. For me, it's always been ICO. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to play some ICO now. And then once we finish ICO, we will dive right into Shadow of the Colossus. I'll have a separate playlist for each, though. And then, hopefully, by the release of The Last Guardian, we'll be ready to dive directly into that as well. And just have, wild ride from start to finish. So thank you guys again for sticking with me while my channel's been a little slow getting off the ground. But I'm excited to dive in here because these games, both of them give me so many feels. I love them so. Look at the weird camera stuff. The camera has always been so weird in this game. So, there's a lot of plot points in both of these games that seem really obviously connected and seem really clear, but also in the same vein, there are a lot of plot points that are almost deliberately left open, and a lot of people have taken that freedom and run with it. For me, in my personal opinion, and I know, Team ICO did eventually end up confirming this. They are Shadow of the Colossus and ICO are definitely in the same universe. My feeling is that Shadow of the Colossus actually comes first, and that's kind of related as to how you get these cursed children who have the horns. I almost feel like maybe that's where that story starts, at the end of Shadow of the Colossus, which, I don't know, spoilers? It's kind of hard to say. Arguably, some of the plot is a little hard to follow, so I'll try to not do any spoilers, but, oh look. Got a little teaser here. I love these things. We are playing the, of course, as you notice, we're playing the, updated HD version that was made for PS3. I do have the games separately, each on PS2, and I love my PlayStation 2, and I feel so, good to have those games in their PS2 version. But I figure for you guys, in conjunction with my new capture card and my new microphone, and all of the possibilities that were presented before us. I wanted to do the HD version as well because it kind of makes it a little bit easier. It's not such a huge graphical jump for you guys when we eventually go to The Last Guardian. So, let's get out of here. Let me out of here. You guys don't need to see that. There's probably spoilers in there, for God's sake. So, yeah, we are going to do a new game. Just ignore any previous footage I might have. Alright. So, we got ICO sitting down there in the boat, and these people are taking him to this, like, you know, this castle, this compound. Clearly, like, he belonged somewhere, you know, like he was in a village, he had a home, he probably had friends and family, maybe, but, this is how I understand it. You know, when you're born in this culture with these horns coming from your head, you're like cursed. Like you're one of like a cursed bloodline, and you'll never be allowed to live your life or like procreate at all. In fact, they really are going to end up sacrificing you, which, surprise, surprise, that is that's what's kind of happening here, is they're taking him to the place that they leave him as a sacrifice. So, and I assume, like, that there are also people, you know, in the culture, like, in this village or however big, that, you know, they don't get born with horns, obviously, and they just get to live their life and continue on and have babies, and that are hopefully not born with horns on their head, but Ico has been born with horns on his head. So he's got handcuffs on. He's got his horns. He's got like the same, what do you want to call it? The like shirt thing, tunic that he's wearing that is very similar designs on it to the one that you'll see Wander wearing in Shadow of the Colossus as well. So that's kind of like just something else that points to it being in the same universe. A lot of the same style of clothing, temperament of characters, even the design of the castle and like the landscape is so obviously the same as well. Here's this little pod just for you. Just for you. Uh-oh. Whoops. Somebody's trying to reach me. So, it's so like they make it look so beautiful, but like this is horrifying. This is a pretty horrifying thing in a game. So, you got these little guards, they've taken you to the place. They put you in one of these pods, which, you know, to me highly suggests that every single other one of those pods, except for some of the empty ones, are filled with children that have come from your village or whatever, and they've been sacrificed. But, like, they don't even kill them. They just leave them in there to die slowly. Like, to me, that is so fucked up. I cannot believe that. Like, to me, when I first played this game, I was like, wow, that's really dark. Like, where is this game going? Straight up, I mean, the rest of this game doesn't have as many dark themes like this. But as you can see, he's gonna be, well, he's kind of fine. At least he got out. That's good. He still got his horn? I think it broke off a little. Yes. I'm having a dream now. Yeah, that's like so similar to the one that Wander wears on his chest. This game is a little bit more like overt though about like monsters and stuff. Like in terms of style, it's a little bit more like spooky in the castle, kind of like almost comically spooky. Like his horns are massive. And also like there's like a witch in the castle and she's so like she's like, I'm a witch and I'm going to chase you and you'll never get away. There's no hope for you. You know, it's just like, she doesn't really even do very much. She just like makes you like, you know, she reminds you that she's like a little witchy lady. So, and then Shadow of the Colossus is a little bit more like, there's some confusion there. You know, a lot of exploring to be done. Everything's a little bit more minimal. But anyway, here we are. You know, they never really fixed the camera in the PS3 version. It's still kind of like whippy dippy. What I do want is, I want a stick. I can't remember if I find the stick in this first room or not. It does look a lot better than the PS2 version. Like, obviously the PS2 version is awesome. He seems to be moving quite a bit easier than he did in the PS2 version as well. It's been quite a while since I picked up this game. Alright. Okay, I don't see a stick. That's fine. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Look at his silly little legs. Ah, yes. You know, guys, I would love to press that lever for you, but we'll just give it a second. There's probably dead children in here. Whee! Look how many. It's so messed up, right? Like, to me, that's so messed up. That's so friggin' messed up. Like, how many generations? So, what is the likelihood that one is born every generation? I'm gonna say super, super low. Like, they can't just get rid of, like, several children a year, you know? So, you know, from different families and everything. So I'm gonna say, this is the kind of thing, like, what does this happen? Maybe every few years? Like, maybe once every 5 or 6 years. Oh no, we got another one. We gotta sacrifice this child to the weird witch queen lady in the castle because our family is cursed and demons, etc. So, like, how many of these are full? You know? Man, the camera will go nice and far, eh? That's admittedly pretty good. Okay. Some jams. Alright. I just want to give you guys a layout. You know how I like to explore. I don't want to hide anything from you. I want you to get the most out of this game. See as much as you can. Get a feel for how it's built. So obviously, like, doesn't this whole room, like, basically, like, look at our sacrifice room. There's just tons of children have just died here, just slowly died. It kind of looks like a throne room, but it's not. It's a death room. But let's go ahead and pull this lever. So what's the action button? No, that's yelling for Yorda. Action button is circle. Okay. The door! It opens! Okay. Wow, little noisy outside there. Whoops, whoops, whoops. So guys, thank you again for joining me to play ICO and Shadow of the Colossus. Specifically ICO right now. We will come back next time and we will start exploring this story, exploring this castle, and maybe meet a new friend. Possibly. Anyway, see you next time on Prittle Plays.